2026 is shaping up to be a big year for Blizzard. At least that's what they claim after the CEO was interviewed by Vanity Fair. So we got some stuff to get into for that. We also have a pre-patch launch date and everything that's coming with pre-patch. I'm going to dive straight into that and talk about all the things that are happening soon in World of Warcraft. Let's just jump straight in here. Oh, watching the news? No, you're not. You're watching the biggest giveaway ever from Samiccus. $140 in BNet balance could be yours. All you got to do is watch 1 hour of this shitty stream. That's right. What can you use the BNet balance to buy? Anything your heart desires, from the store, the merch shop, whatever it is. Listen, guys, you can get yourself the Long Boy mount. That thing is available again. Maybe get yourself some pets for all I care. Hey, even a little mount pack. Yeah, maybe you're a classic Andy who just enjoys the classic version of the game. There's things you can buy as well. Listen, guys, all it takes is watching 1 hour of this shitty stream. You will get 1 point to enter the giveaway. Every hour beyond that is another point you can use to enter the giveaway. Enter multiple times. Buy shit off the merch shop. Buy these Judgment Helm set. Buy some hats. Buy the, Pepe Dreadlord push pillow. Some cool sweaters. Whatever you want. I'm not judging how you spend it. I'm just going to give it to you if you win. Get yourself the epic, or I should say collector's edition. That's right. Guys, I'm live Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. Eastern time. Get in here. Watch 1 hour of stream. Every hour beyond, there's another chance to enter. Enter and win. Winner announced December 23rd. With the 35th anniversary coming up in 2026, Blizzard plans on having a massive year next year. One of the ways Blizzard's planning on celebrating the milestone is through the return of BlizzCon. That's right, in September. We already know that that's coming back. Earlier this week, Variety, and I say Vanity? Yeah, Variety sat down with Blizzard's president, Jonah Ferris, to discuss why players should be excited for next year. She went on to say that teams across Blizzard entirely, as an organization, are gearing up for what we hope to be the biggest year yet from Blizzard, and we take that statement very seriously. Now, what will be coming next year? Well, besides WoW players, for one, Diablo's coming out, so they have that whole Diablo 4 or expansion thing happening with the Lord of Hatred. We saw that cinematic, really cool for Paladins, obviously. That's what they're going to be getting. And then for World of Warcraft, we have the official date, boys. That's it, January 20th. Pre-patch hits. That's about a month, a little bit over a month away, a month from the actual launch date of Midnight, which will be March 2nd. So Midnight launching March 2nd. If you have the early access, it'll be launching on February 27th. But the pre-patch will be hitting on January 20th. Now, this pre-patch has some phases to it. We're going to get into exactly what's going to be available when pre-patch launches, what's available a week after it hits. There's going to be a couple things here happening in pre-patch. I'm about to dive into all that. But before we do, let's just finish out this little article here. Overwatch also getting some things. It is the 10th anniversary of Overwatch. Honestly, a rough 10 years for Overwatch. If you think about where it started and where it is now, hasn't been a good time for that franchise, but yes, their 10th anniversary as well. And then the return of BlizzCon, as we said. So BlizzCon 2026 will be the return of BlizzCon, first time since 2023. Jonah Ferris states, the team is not only excited for the event itself, but for what is to come even before BlizzCon in September. Blizzard's president states that 2024 and 2025 were skipped to give our employees time to put on the best show possible for our community. She also went on to say, we really think about what would speak to our fans, what they want to see, what's bread and butter expectations, what are surprises that we can bring, and how do we expand the scope of BlizzCon and what it can be. So I personally don't care about expanding the scope of BlizzCon. I don't really care about the WoW news from there. But yeah, BlizzCon coming back. We're obviously going to get a ton of Midnight information coming out with things. We also might even get a Last Titan teaser. I don't know, because we're going to have Midnight launching in 2026. That shit will be in full force by the time September rolls around. So we'll be, right smack dab in the middle. We might get like a expansion, or I should say patch reveal for Midnight during that thing. And then, like I said, could even get a teaser for The Last Titan because of how quickly these things are rolling out. We need Sam at BlizzCon. I would love to be at BlizzCon and live stream that shit, but I don't know. I don't know if I can make that happen. We'd have to wait and see. But yeah, September will be when it happens for sure. Okay, moving on to the launch of the pre-patch. Guys, this is basically the launch of the expansion. Let's be honest, this pre-patch is hitting and it's going to change a lot of things in the game. Let's talk about everything that's changing in WoW on January 20th. First off, we have the new Demon Hunter specialization launching, Devour. We also have new race and class combinations, Void Elf Hunters are unlocking. Class and combat design updates. This is going to be a huge one that you're going to have to figure out. Honestly, it's going to take a month just to probably figure out your rotation. Stat and item squishes, user interface options updates, transmog updates, PvP player training grounds, housing early access pre-expansion events, and the Winds of Mysterious Fortune returns. So let's jump more into detail here. So first off, Void Demon Hunters, you got your new Devourer spec coming out. So yeah, that's going to be something exciting for people to do on January 20th. Someone was just asking in chat this morning when that's going to happen. So this thing will launch with the start of the pre-patch. You will finally be able to make your Devour Demon Hunter. Not only are you guys getting Devour Demon Hunters as Demon Hunters, you're also getting a third hero talent tree, right? With the introduction of the new specialization, Demon Hunters also gained the new hero talent tree Annihilator. This new tree is shared between Devour and Vengeance Demon Hunters. Devour Demon Hunters will also gain access to the Scarred Hero Talent Tree, formerly known as Fellscarred. So there you go. Changes happening all across the board for Demon Hunters. Players will also gain access to Void Elf Demon Hunter combinations through a short storyline quest as part of the Midnight pre-expansion content update, along with the Devour specialization. Demon Hunter Void Elves include new metamorphosis visuals, thematic tattoos full of void energy, so new customizations for them, and Void Elf racial trait, Spatial Rift. So there you go. As Spatial Rift is a little dashy boy thing where you could teleport, as if these guys weren't already mobile enough. Void Elf Demon Hunters are probably going to be the most mobile combination there is out there. So excited for anybody who actually want to play those assless chap running around Void Demon Hunter guys. You'll get your chance on January 20th. Now for class changes, there are changes across the board. Everybody's classes is essentially going to change, play very differently. You want Nightborn Demon Hunters. Nightborn Demon Hunters did show up on the PTR for a little bit in terms of testability. They had animations that were actually available to them from the Demon Hunter spec. So weird. Maybe we'll get them eventually, but not, I guess, on the launch of the pre-patch. As for class combo changes, every class in World of Warcraft receives major combat design updates. This means new rotations, stronger class identities, and fresh talent choices. Across all the classes, talent trees have been rebuilt with fewer mandatory filler points and more paths that support player-specific playstyles, letting you tailor your character to the gameplay that you enjoy most. So there you go, big changes. Everybody's rotation's changing. Everybody's trees are changing. Everybody is going to play the game a little bit differently unless you use single button rotation. That's right, boys. Use that single button rotation and you'll know your spec right away because you won't have to think about it. You're just going to click one button and the new rotation will work out for you. So that's great. Sam for president. Thank you. I appreciate that. Stat item squish is also happening. This is going to be a big one. You're going to see your numbers change drastically. So comparing your DPS in Midnight to your DPS from the War Within is going to be a bit challenging because, yes, all of our numbers are going to be much smaller. Numbers across the board are being reduced to improve clarity and readability. As always, the power level relative to that of your enemy will remain the same. There will simply be more relatable numbers on your screen. User interface updates. We're getting a ton of stuff with this. Obviously, the removal of add-ons is going to also happen here. So add-ons going away. You're going to have to learn how to use a lot of the interface shit that is in the game and available to you in the game. What does that mean? It's going to take some time for some of these people who are really dependent on add-ons to figure out how to play again. The user interface is introducing a powerful new feature, a bunch of powerful new features, improved customization options, cleaner raid frames, expanded display scaling controls, and more. You'll be able to configure how information and damage meters appear with the base UI, customize them to fit your personal play style without the need to download additional add-ons. That's right. Or the ability to, really, if you think about it. A lot of these add-ons are just not going to be available anymore. So playing without add-ons is going to be a thing starting January 20th as well. Transmog updates also happening. The new, specific, slot-specific transmog style is going to be a thing. We'll be able to get a few for free, and then beyond that, you'll purchase your add-on. You'll purchase your outfits. I should say your outfit things for a couple K gold on every single one. It scales up the more you get. Up to 20 slots, I think, of different outfits that you'll be able to have. Also, the feature of your transmog automatically changing, based on where you are or what you're doing. That'll also be a thing. So walking into your home, you can change it to some sweats automatically. Walking into a city versus walking into a dungeon, that auto transmog feature will also be available. So that'll be pretty cool. PvP training grounds. If you want to train on how to PvP with your PP, you'll be able to do that in a training ground, a safe place to basically play against, I believe it's a bunch of UI or bots and shit. No different than real PvP these days. Players will join battlegrounds against smart, game-controlled opponents in Arathi Basin, Silver Shard Mines, and the Battlefield Gilneas. You'll be able to go in, test your PvP prowess. Supposedly this AI is a bit smarter, actually does shit, does rotations, interrupts, does all kinds of stuff. So people will be able to train before they actually go into real PvP and get their asses absolutely whooped. Housing early access continues. For those of you who have early access to Midnight, you'll continue to have that up until the expansion launches. By that day, everybody who bought the expansion will finally get to play. If you pre-order the expansion, any version of it, you should already have access to housing. And then besides that, pre-expansion events. So here's the thing. It's not all going to launch together. We have the pre-expansion event and Winds of Mysterious Fortune also launching later on after January 20th. So on the week of the 27th, right, the pre-patch launch on the 20th, you got to figure out your rotations, and then on the 27th, the pre-expansion event goes live, making it a perfect time to try out your new class changes. Winds of Mysterious Fortune also goes live, offering all adventurers a chance to reap bonus experience from levels 10 to 79, catch up your alts, finish the content, and then, of course, on March 2nd, the expansion itself will actually go live February 27th if you pre-ordered the Epic Edition or greater. So there you go. That's the timeline. The pre-expansion event is going to be, we already know, it's some kind of like cultist invasions that we'll have to deal with. Go around and kill those guys. Maybe get some cool loot, some cool transmogs and mounts and stuff like that. We've seen invasions like that before. So pre-patch kicking off on January 20th, guys. Big deal. Also, tier sets will change on that day. That's right. Your Mana Forged Omega Raid tier sets will change. The bonuses will go away, and instead, whether you're a DPS or a healer, you'll get a flat bonus across the board. For DPS, your tier set will finally change to grant 6% to 10% damage based on your 2 set or your 4 set. And if you're a healer, you'll get a 6 to 10% increase in healing if you have the 2 set or the 4 set respectively. This is because a lot of the Mana Forged Omega tier set bonuses are being integrated into our talent trees once the changes go into effect. So there you go. It's you're not going to need those anymore. You're going to get a little bit of a bonus there as your tier set goes through the whole entire pre-patch event, and then you'll pretty quickly replace your tier sets as you head into the Midnight once that actually launches. Besides that, you might want to start chopping down trees, guys. That's right, because it has been found now on the PTR that in Midnight Beta, you can now mount once you get a certain achievement. If you gather 250 lumber for specific content, you in fact unlock the ability to be mounted while chopping down lumber. That's right, be mounted with hard wood in your pockets once you hit 250. Now, this is for every zone, so you can't just do it in one and then mount up in another and chop down trees. This is zone-specific achievements, so once you hit every zone, basically every expansion, you got to do it for each one, you will unlock the ability to be mounted while chopping down trees, so that's a pretty good one. And besides that, we finally have the login screen. Guys, login screen music. We already saw the big gaping portal butthole thing that we've seen before with the War Within. We have it again for Midnight, but now we have the login screen music. Let's take a quick listen to this and how it actually sounds. Ooh. Ominous. Shit, it got loud. Sounds like something bad's about to happen. Waiting for the feet to drop from above you. This part reminds me of Xal'atath. It's got that Xal'atath undertone to it. It doesn't have that typical war drums, you know, that kicks off during your login screen. This is very different. Okay, more of the same here. Probably another minute of a lot of the same shit. Pretty cool. I think that's a decent login screen sound. It does, I think, fit the expansion quite well. You know, it's got that very, oh, the void is coming, the world is ending, Xal'atath sexy kind of vibe, right? And there was that Xal'atath theme undertone there somewhere at like the 40-second mark or something. Nice login screen music. Honestly, the login screen happens so quick these days that you don't even hear anything anymore. But there it is. All the midnight news you could have possibly desired. January 20th, the freaking thing goes live. Prepatch hits, and that's basically the launch of the expansion because all the changes that we've been expecting, add-on removals, class updates, the pre-patch events, and everything else hitting during that month. And then just a little bit over a month later, Midnight actually launches, guys. Exciting stuff. Big year 2026 is going to be for Blizzard. And for today, that is all in terms of news.